When M. Night Shyamalan remade Avatar, he did create a quintessential masterpiece.
Hello, welcome to Player Guides. I'm Osprey, and I'm on the sticks for Brilliant Diamond.
And I'm Hannah.
And I'm Cameron, and we're talking off camera about Spider-Man. And here is my...
Specifically, we went into Spider-Man into the multiverse?
Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse, thank you.
Silcoon. The thing that I was going to say is that I love it as an animated medium. They're telling an animation-specific story, and it really annoys me that Hollywood studios feel the need to take animated stories and remake them into live-action stories. It feels dismissive of animation as a medium. The latest atrocity is the new fucking Cowboy Bebop Netflix show, which is terrible.
Have you watched it yet?
I have watched the first episode.
And you didn't like it?
So,
yeah, go ahead.
I actually just had a friend tell me that they absolutely loved it and that it felt more cohesive than the original. And has seen both.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
absolutely loved.
Well, I mean, taste is subjective. But I found that they take all the subtext out of the original story. Sid Vicious is essentially the deuteragonist, even though in the original story he doesn't appear until later on. He is essentially the deuteragonist of the live-action show, and it makes him a much less interesting character. And there's no in just the writing, there's no subtlety. The first episode is they are like essentially just establishing the world you're in and the position that the characters are in, that they're financially strapped and they're going through these hardships. And in the anime, they do this through like subtext of showing like these background character interactions, the struggles they have with maintaining their equipment and keeping food and things like that. Whereas in the live action, they spend fucking 5 minutes talking about how poor they are, which is like, it's just too on the nose. And the other thing I really didn't like is the fighting is terrible because real humans can't stretch like cartoon characters can. And so the like actual fight scenes are bad and awkward, whereas they're beautiful, fluid animation in the anime. But I'm not crapping on anyone who likes what they like. But I feel like there is this attitude in Hollywood, which is that animation is for children, and to remake something for serious adults, we need to make it live action. And I think that's dismissive to the artistry that goes in animation. Like the fucking Disney remakes that are really geared towards like the parents of kids that grew up with the animated movies, now rewatching them in live action.
In live action.
Or
I see that, I get that.
like the terrible Netflix Death Note remake.
I didn't watch that, so...
That reaction sounds like Osprey has seen it.
I have not, but I didn't like the anime to begin with, but I heard enough about it to know that it was this whole big deal and whatnot.
Now, that being said, there is one incredible animation adaptation to live action that is kind of the exception that proves the rule. When M. Night Shyamalan remade Avatar, he did create a quintessential masterpiece that not only stands on its own, but stands as...
Cameron?
Oh, no.
Cameron?
What do you want to nickname Whirlpool?
I was gonna say Spike.
Okay.
I like Spike.
I can't believe you would say that.
You know, like to spit out hot takes every now and then.
God, those are fighting words.
Oh, I know.
Cameron-
Get at
know,
me in the
right?
comments.
Cameron actually, so growing up, I did not watch Avatar: The Last Airbender when it was originally on Nickelodeon.
We're talking cartoon now. In
Yeah,
reality,
in reality.
I love the cartoon, and I
He
never
loved the
watched
cartoon,
the
and
live action
I
thing,
would
'cause-
never ever see the live action. But Cameron
So-
introduced me last year to the animation one because it was on Netflix, and we watched it all, and I very much enjoyed it. I thought it was so good. I loved the story arc. I loved the character arc. I loved the animation. I had no complaints. It was very well done.
So I have seen the live action movie because I was determined to give it a chance.
You're a good person.
Okay, I think I've caught the Pokemon I can catch during this time of day.
Yes.
Okay.
Overall, so I'm not going to spend all of our time doing that when, hey, guess what?
We
I
got
could totally be...
some battles to do. Yeah, we got some
Yeah.
fish to fry.
Oh, come on! Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so while we're fighting, what were you going to say about your time with the live action Avatar movie?
Like, I don't remember a ton about it, but it felt very flat. It just seemed like a completely different thing that kind of like when somebody asks to borrow your notes, and then they
Yeah.
just kind of butcher the final result.
Yeah, that's what
Like-
I've heard. I've seen clips, and nothing I've seen impressed me.
Well, it's all too.
I remember they
it's
mispronounced
all-
Aang's
They
name the whole
mispronounced.
time.
Yeah,
don't
they pronounced it as Ong, and like in everything, everyone, all of the actors, right? Because Hollywood still has a long way to go, but slowly but surely they're being fucking progressive finally. So everyone in the Avatar live action was pretty much a white actor.
I think the Fire Nation was Indian, which surprised me because M. Night Shyamalan, I feel like, would have been, maybe should have been more sensitive to the ethnic groups.
But
that-
you also have to determine too, depending on when that movie came out, Hollywood, right, is not, you didn't have the uprising, which is what I'm going to call it. You didn't have the uprising that you have now, and even then, like, it still has a long way. But, right, so part of that is M. Night Shyamalan, he may not, for all we know, he may not have had the executive power or authority to
cast what he wanted to
cast who he wanted to cast.
Gotcha.
Or the ethnicities he wanted. We don't know. I'm not saying that that's true or false.
Yeah.
It's just, it's very possible that, right, at the end of the day, the ones who have the final say back then over the films were the studios, not the director.
Yeah, I'm not gonna dunk on a child actor, but it's unfortunate that whoever was playing Aang, like,
That might have been
that's
a one and done.
probably, yeah, that they're not necessarily gonna work again because everyone's gonna associate them as the white kid that played the Avatar.
Yeah, same with and I know he was also not, it wasn't based on ethnicity, but same with the poor 12-year-old kid who played baby Anakin in the Star Wars prequel.
I think that poor guy just got bullied constantly.
Yeah.
Like, it really fucking sucks that Star Wars fans are so shitty.
Because, like, at the end of because that's not his fault. He,
No.
again, like, when you're that young, here's your major film, and it's a huge series, and you're doing what the director tells you to do.
Yeah, it's again, it's
Like,
a child.
what,
Like,
right?
what power do
you
they
don't
have in
that
situation?
power, right? Exactly.
I'm gonna kind of direct us back a little more towards Pokemon.
That's fine. Sorry,
Oh.
we're off our tangents.
We do like to go off topic pretty often. Yeah,
But
Magikarp.
in live streams, I tend to be a little less concerned about going off tangent, but I feel like on recordings, focus.
That's fair. You're
Not
keeping us
that-
on track.
Not that I'm an expert at focus. Executive dysfunction, yay!
So we're on the other half of Route 205, right? Eterna Forest split it, essentially. So I think we're really close to Eterna.
Oh my gosh. More Magikarp.
Yeah,
Why
just
Magikarp?
Magikarps.
I always feel bad for Magikarp just flopping around like that.
Yeah. Well, the weird thing is, I'm pretty sure there's a Pokedex entry that says that like Magikarp can't swim very well. So like it's like I imagine this is what it does in water also.
Probably.
So, there were Magikarp in the new Pokemon Snap that you actually saw flopping like that in water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, there was a mobile game, I don't know if it's still a thing, that was called Magikarp Jump. And, like, you could literally have situations where, like, a Pidgeot came by and, like, ran off with your Magikarp.
Oh, that's funny. That's cute.
Like, you could have your Magikarp try to get berries out of a tree by splashing up to work on the jump. And then if it went too high at the wrong time, a Pidgeot would just come in and swoop off with your Magikarp, and you would lose your Magikarp.
I dig it. I'm looking into what is around here. Pachirisu is in the long grass if we want to try and catch that. Otherwise, I think we're limited by not having our rod or anything yet. Yeah.
When do you get your fishing rod?
I bet in Eterna, if we're like passing this water, we should get it soon.
So if I want anything other than
berries.
Magikarp,
yes,
I have to wait till around Hearthome City.
Oh, that's right, because the way the game works is they always give you an old rod first, and the only thing that ever catches is Magikarp. And then you get the good rod, which lets you catch better Pokemon. And then I think there's a super rod sometimes, right? That lets you get even better ones. Yeah.
If I recall, in this one, you don't get the super rod. So you get... It's old rod, good rod, super rod. Super rod, I believe, is locked behind getting the national dex, if I recall correctly.
Gotcha. Which would make sense. That's a good way to divide it. So, like, the super rod is like you can catch national dex Pokemon. I kind of like that idea. But yeah, this, like, we're in 205. What I want to remember is that Route 206 is the first time we can see Ponyta. So we're getting close.
Yes.
And Magikarp, does that evolve in? Magikarp evolves into Goldeen?
No, into Gyarados.
Oh, Magikarp evolves into Gyarados, that's right.
Magikarp is the carp that if it lives for 100 years, it becomes a dragon.
Gotcha.
I guess based off a Japanese, like, folklore thing. And then in Generation 3, they added a different version of Magikarp. In that one, it is a Pokemon called Feebas. It is another fish Pokemon, and it is known for being notoriously ugly. But if you do the right stuff with it, it will evolve into the beautiful Pokemon Milotic. And I never played Gen 3. I have Feebas from other games. But if I remember correctly, Milotic did, like, the way they quantified its beauty was it gave you certain advantages in Pokemon contests or something. Osprey, you can probably explain better.
So, you know how there were Poffins in Diamond and Pearl?
Yes.
So same thing, but with the with Pokeblocks. For the contests in Gen 3, you would get the beauty stat maxed out for Phoebus, and then I think get a level, and that's how it would evolve. Same thing with Gen 4 that was how you would get Phoebus to evolve in this one. Currently in Sword and Shield, the way to evolve it is to trade it while it's holding a prism scale, because they don't have a beauty mechanic.
Yeah. Which is one of the things that I would be curious... I guess I'm curious your opinion, Osprey. Would you be interested in a Pokemon side game that was just focused on, like, the contests and stuff? Because it feels like they've touched that minigame mechanic a couple times in a couple different ways, and I wonder if they could, like, build their own game around it entirely. So you're essentially going through a region, you're not battling nearly as much, the focus is more on catching and then contests.
So my hesitation on the contest side game is Honestly, I have never actually really enjoyed the contests. I've liked the idea, but I've never actually liked the implementation. Like, neat idea, I've never liked how it's actually been put into play.
Gotcha. Ooh, we're in Eterna City.
Yep.
Oh, there's a Team Galactic D-hole. There's 2 of them.
Excuse me.
Hey, Cameron.
Yeah. Hey, Hannah, you were just talking about the underground.
Yeah.
Check it out. It's the Underground Man. He's a hipster. I'm the whole day through.
Hey, Cameron.
Is to dig what you like to do? Ooh, I don't know what that is.
That's one of the new box things.
Aww.
Now, if it collapses, do you still get... Okay, you still get... Oh, you didn't get everything, though. Oh, no, you did.
Oh, you did.
Okay. Pretty stone box. Something to do with fairy types.
Mm-hmm.
Aww.
Oh,
These are the
that's
statues
cute.
I was telling you about.
Okay.
You put these in your base, and it'll kind of affect the RNG as for which Pokemon types show up in the hideaways a little bit.
Gotcha.
Oh,
and this
nice.
has replaced the trap system.
Oh,
Yep. And so
What
I don't
just
know if you
happened there
saw,
with that Diglett? Yeah.
but when the Diglett went down and I grabbed the Sparkle, the little meter on the left went up to 2.
oh, okay.
Once that hits 40, you start getting to, it becomes, you're guaranteed to find some, I think it was elegant boxes, which is the step up from the pretty stone boxes, where you can get the green statues, which has more of a boost.
Is
Gotcha.
is it a permanent collectible? Like there's 40 Diglets out there to find, or is it a buff that you? Is it like the Monster Hunter Spirit Birds, and you're like you get them every time you go underground to try and fill up the meter?
It's a buff thing that is temporary. It lasts, I think, I don't remember how often, but at a certain point it stops. And then you have to collect 40 more. If you run into Doug Trio, it gives you 3 sparkles.
That makes sense.
So,
Oh hey.
Oh,
Hello, Emmy.
I'm Emmy. Some Pokemon hideaways are small while others are much larger. In the larger ones, you're more likely to see bigger Pokemon.
Neat.
Okay, bye.
this actually
Oh.
plays into a mechanic from that's in here that was also in the originals, which was how you get Spiritomb.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I know what that one is.
Oh, it's a Thunderstone. So Hannah, it ain't no trick to get rich quick. If you dig with a shovel or a pick.
I know you're quoting Snow White.
And a heart scale.
Oh, nice.
This
Nice, that's a
This
big
is a good one. So I don't think we have any Pokemon right now that use Thunderstone to evolve, but it's always good to have on handy. I don't
Yup.
remember what heart scales do.
So you can trade them to have a Pokemon relearn moves it's forgotten.
Oh, that's super awesome.
Okay.
I feel like in more modern games, they've like replaced that so that you can
Look
just
at all the
swap
side
moves
dog.
more easily.
Oh.
Cloud 9.
But look at that level compared to the wild Pokemon we've been seeing.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely stronger. I like it. I also really like this like little battle arena area.
Yeah.
It seems a lot more. There's a lot more going on in the background than
It's
like
very pretty.
the tall grass.
Oh.
Yeah. Take a rest, Simon. He's tired. Yeah.
Maybe? Yep. Very cute. Ooh, Tater's getting up there.
I think I'll stick with Shelly for now as far as
What's the thingy? The turtle.
Turtle.
That's
Gastrodon.
not a turtle. Gastrodon.
That's what Shelly evolved
Man,
into.
that Bidoof is really wanting to battle you.
Take me home!
Yeah.
Take me home!
New friend, new friend, new friend!
So the
Run away.
Gastrodon, the thing that you thought looked like a turtle, is what Shelly turns into.
That's
when it
right.
evolves.
No matter where you're at underground, you can hear people hammering. I find it really reassuring.
That's nice.
Oh. I feel
And-
like it would get annoying.
If you
Yeah.
look in the top left corner, Hannah, the underground, I think, is actually broken up into different chunks, depending on where you drop in from up above.
Oh.
There are different like areas of the
Oh,
underground that you can
got
explore.
a huge area to explore
Well, this
down
is like
here.
the main one, yeah. And then that one
So-
in the center is that if you go underground from Mount Sinnoh.
That's from Celeste Town.
Oh, gotcha. Consumable.
Yep. And you have to fight. You have to have the spheres to buy a new one, and you have to happen to find the right person who has one. So let's put our Clefairy statue in. The statues come in different sizes. I think the
Oh.
biggest 4x4.
Which one on the left?
It
Oh,
was
that's
a cricket tot, I think.
gotcha.
I love Murkrow, but their catch rate is a nightmare. So we'll see how this
Is
goes.
it?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I was gonna say that's also a pretty high level
Yeah.
for a wild
Oh,
Murkrow
darn it.
too.
I forgot about that. Pokeball Go! It's not gonna work, but Pokeball Go! Yeah,
Nope.
I'm gonna have to, like, prepare and come back if I want to.
Then we'll call this an episode here, and we'll continue our adventures in the underground on the next one.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing with us, everyone.
Thanks
See you
everyone.
next time.